So a little brief explanation besides the video I just gave you with the spiders and the teeter-totters. With the ukulele and with all stringed instruments, as you know, we have frets. There's little metal frettings between them. By doing the spider exercises, it gives you muscle memory. Make sure that when you get to the top, you go all the way to the bottom. After 2 or 3 weeks, a couple of our sessions, you'll notice that your fingers are going to be moving faster and that you're understanding chords like D major, E major, A major, C major. Today we just went over the majors, but I'd also like to show you that the mechanism that you saw, these two notes being the major third, can flatten itself to be a minor third. Getting used to knowing how to play a major chord and a minor chord is really where it's at. So to save a little bit of time between our next session, maybe take the D major chord that you formed like this, and then move your bottom finger, your pointer finger, over to the F note on the first fret of the first string, and then move that finger to where it was. That gives you a D minor, essentially taking the D, F sharp, and A and flattening the median, making that middle note a minor third. You're essentially taking a major third dyad and a minor third dyad and flipping them. The distance between the two, we would still have those 3 minor seconds or 4 minor seconds, which would make up either a minor third or a major third. To see it all the way on one string, open to the first fret is a minor second. Open to the second fret, major second. Open third, minor third. Major third, perfect fourth, augmented fourth, perfect fifth, augmented fifth, major sixth, augmented sixth, major seven, perfect octave, and eighth. If I go down, I could say them as being different names, but they're still essentially the same. An augmented fifth is a minor six. Minor six, major six, minor seven, major seven. Here it is, going the same way, but calling them by a different name. Tone, foundation, root, tonic, minor second, or it's going to be our flattened major. We have a major second here, diminished second, major second, diminished third, or major, or the minor third, and then our major third is going to be a perfect movement to our half step perfect fourth. Our augmented fourth can also be called a flat five or a diminished five, hence backwards. When we go up from our 5 perfect fifth to our sharp 5 or augmented fifth, it could also be called a minor 6, as this position is the major 6, minor 6. This is our diminished 6. Major 6 can go to an augmented 6, but this also can be called a diminished 7th. And then lastly, when we go up to our octave, this can be considered just our P8 again, or an augmented 7th. Our diminished minor second can be considered a tonic or a root or the foundation, but we generally don't call it that route. I hope that made sense. The whole point about doing these is we learn the intervals, and a great way to do that is when we stop doing just half seconds to be able to play what we would call a spider exercise or a caterpillar or some sort of function of muscle building. What happens is we do scales. Now, preferably, I'm going to teach you this scale next week, so if you already beat me to the chase, wonderful. I just want to make sure you have great fingerings. C major is what almost all music is taught out of because there are no sharps in the key of C. There are no flats in the key of C. So when we play any of the notes, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, those are all part of the C major scale or the A minor scale, meaning that C, D, E, F, G, and then its major 6, the A, C to A, share the key. No sharps, no flats. When we go to G major, G, A, B, C, D, E. The chord of E minor is in the major 6th position. Super confusing. I've got so many videos on this channel that will clear that up. But in the beginning now, I'm going to show you 3 scale patterns which use the same notes, but in different orders with different fingerings. This is the foundation of music. When you learn these 3, you can play any song in any key, any melody. I guarantee you, it's not as hard as you think. And what I want to do is cut years, if not decades, off of your music playing, trying to learn this nonsense, and then go with a formula where you know what to practice, when to practice. So I'm just going to show you what these are, and we'll talk about them next week. C major is one of the chords we played that had a C, E, and a G. When playing these with the open notes, all these are pointy, not flat, and that's what it sounds like. When we play the C note and then an open D, we have the first 2 notes of the scale. C, D, E is our second finger, second fret. It'll feel good because that's the finger we use for Spideys. Half step also will feel good because E, F, this is part of our Spideys, so you'll already be used to it. C, open D, E, F, open G, A, and then open B and C. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. When I move the finger from my third finger, ring finger, to my second finger, middle finger, and play the same thing, I have omitted the first and the open frets, thusly giving me the 4 notes quadrants of 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the frettings. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Hence, when we played this one, we had third fret, open, second fret, third fret, open, second fret, open, first fret. When we play this fingering scale group, we have third fret, fifth fret, second fret, third fret, fifth fret, second fret, fourth fret, and then fifth fret, representing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Middle finger, pinky, first finger, middle finger, pinky, first finger, ring finger, pinky. 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Those are the 2 forms. And then lastly, we use our first finger on the C, omitting the 2, 1, and open. And then we use 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5. Here's what it looks like. 3, 5, oops, wrong note. 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5. Or 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5. The second way is the best way to do that because when you use the last note, B, C, T, do, 7, 1, you're using your middle finger to your third. Between those scales, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, all music is attainable. If we're playing in the key of A, and doing a progression, those notes are the progression notes that we're going to be looking for, because what we're looking for isn't so much the notes that fit inside of the scale. We're actually just looking for patterns. That's what I teach. Pattern recognition, analyzing chord diagrams and fingerings, and then getting a little bit of motor skills and mobility through the eyes of scales. A standard practice would look like this. And don't be overwhelmed. You don't have to do this now or even in 6 months from now, but eventually in life, you're going to want to do this. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, and C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, and C sharp. What I just did was I named up all the letters, C, D, E, F, G, for the key, but adding sharps. When we play this pattern, it's the same pattern everywhere, regardless if you're following the circle of fifths or not. The reason why I talk about the circle of fifths is it's a great way to look at what you're doing and writing, and then be able to understand music that we listen to on the radio. If you have an A and a D, chances are you're going to have an E. That's what the circle of fifths is for. It cuts years off of trying to figure out relativity of chords and why this triad sounds great with this triad. Ta-da! I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed meeting you. We'll see you at our next session. Aloha.